So we've just left Port McNeill after resupplying, spent a couple nights at the marina, and we're heading back over to the Broughtons. Just coming into Blackfish Sound now. Looks like we're going to get some sunny weather the next week or so, so we're looking forward to that. It's been kind of cloudy and wet for the last week or two, not too many sunny days. But look at that, nice and calm. Clouds are breaking up. We'll probably drop the hooks down and see if maybe we can catch a salmon as we go through. It's pretty early in the morning. We have to time passing through this passage here by this Stubbs Island. The current gets quite strong, so we left the dock at 8 o'clock. Coming through here probably 9:30ish. And it's just put the boat into idle because there was some sea otters just over beside us there, so it's waiting for them to clear. Here they are, over that ways a bit. Where are you guys? There they are. It's a whole little pack of them. I think I watched a documentary on these guys, and when they leave their mothers, they kind of group together. It's kind of juveniles, and they all get together and travel as a group. They're quite active, kind of play fighting and stuff. Humpback whale going by. Whew. Wow. Hey guys, Ray from Love RV and Boat, coming at you from an Anchorage near an island called Seabreeze in the Broughton Archipelago. So in the last video we were up kind of north of the North Broughton Island, anchored in a nice little bay next to Blair Islet. If you missed that video, I'll link to it. And we had been out 18 days, so we scooted across to Port McNeill and did a resupply. And then we came over here, across Blackfish Sound, put the hooks down trying to catch a salmon, but there didn't seem to be much salmon around. But I did catch a nice little kelp greenling. Turned out to be very tasty fish. I cooked it by actually wrapping it in kelp and baking it. And here I finally got some crabs. There's always good crabbing here. And picked up a crab and had crab dinner and kelp greenling last night. So you see the scene around here is just gorgeous. Finally we're going to get a dose of some good weather. It's supposed to be calm and sunny today. So we're going to head back out into Blackfish Sound and probably go across Queen Charlotte Strait and get up close as we can to Drury Inlet, because we've never gone down that and want to explore that. So we'll probably have to make a stop first somewhere overnight so that we can time the currents right going into Drury, but looks like it's going to be a really beautiful day. This is a nice anchorage. The wind does kind of blow. If it's a west wind, it kind of blows in here, but there's good holding. There's a spot right around 5 meters or so we anchored in, and there's room for a few boats in here. But you can see right now the tide's very low. We're actually at big tide swings right now. Low tide is a minus 0.1 meter, and the high tide last night was 5.3 meters. It's quite the swing, about 17 feet of tidal swing. You can see the ultra low tide here is exposed to all the seaweed. But very pretty spot. Over this way there's a huge area that comes out from the shore. I remember the first time we cruised in here, Anne was kind of looking at her depth sounder and suddenly, oh my god, it's getting really shallow, because when the tide is high it looks like this is all filled in. I saw a boat come in yesterday and the guy did a quick U-turn down there when he realized how fast it shallows. But we have been here several times before, and we've seen bears down at that end flipping over rocks and along the shore around the corner. So maybe we'll get to see one this morning. Not sure. Anyway, stay tuned. See what we see once we get out into the strait.
See him?
Yeah, if I zoom my binocular in
there he is.
to the shade.
Yeah, really hard to see.
Yeah, I have to zoom way in so that the... Here's Mr. Bear.
First bear.
First bear! Wow, it took us to mid-July to see a bear.
He's rolling over rocks, but he's in the dark part. He's so hard to see.
He's moving pretty fast. He might come out on the other side into the sun.
I hope he comes out towards us in the sun.
No, he's going towards port side of the island. We just flipped over a big rock.
There he is in the sun.
Oh yeah. Pretty good size. Some crows following him around. After he flips over the rocks, they can go in. Goodbye, Seabreeze. I do see another boat. It's anchored on the other side of that little islet from us. Another little notch over here that doesn't look too bad.
There's a boat over there.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
It just arrived?
No, it was behind the islet. We couldn't see it.
Oh.
It was hiding.
I didn't
Oh. Looking forward to the day, Captain. You don't have all your layers on.
I only have 3 layers on right now.
Only 3. No rain gear, that's a good
rain
thing.
Gear, no heated vest, not yet anyway.
Wow. Look at that. Clear blue sky.
Saw a bear already.
Saw a bear.
Saw a bear at anchor.
Maybe we'll see some whales today again. Fingers crossed to see some orca. Maybe catch some more fish.
The sun feels pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be able to dry everything out. Be able to pull out all the life jackets and crop from the compartment and hang them up and let everything dry before it gets moldy. And we're going to have an awesome solar day. Our batteries will be supercharged.
Okay, good luck down there. Beautiful day to be up there.
Well, we've just motored outside the Broughton Archipelago, just into Blackfish enough that we're allowed to fish. Doing a little bit of bottom fishing right now. Just give you a look around. This is our first kind of sunny, calm, warm day that we've been able to come out here and enjoy this. It's really clear today. I can see mountain range way back in there. Probably some of the glaciers that feed the inlets. See way back there. Not too many boats out here. There's some whale watching boats. We saw one kind of tracking a humpback not too far away from us. Just give you a look back towards the Broughton Archipelago, kind of the park area. That's where we were anchored back in there.
A little nibble, but I think I lost it.
Oh, Anne had a nibble. Trying to catch another one of those kelp greenlings. They were
There he is.
really good. Got one?
I think so.
See if Anne.
I don't know, now it feels gone again. What's the depth right now?
The depth?
Yeah.
52 meters.
Huh. It's either a second nibble or sometimes he doesn't fight. Now it feels gone again.
Now you would feel the weight. Over this way, that's Vancouver Island, all the way along there. And over here is Malcolm Island. Let's see if we can see what that whale watching boat's looking for. It's probably just moving along slowly, so it's probably got a humpback that it's tracking. We heard there was some orca, but they're quite far away from where we are. We just gotta hope they come this way. Don't see it. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to fishing. Nope. Spotted orca. Woohoo! I saw 3 of them in front of that boat. That boat that's coming is going right towards... Oh, there's a bunch of different ones. There they are.
Oh yeah, that's a biggie.
Yeah, that's a good size one.
Monarch. Lots of wildlife here today.
Yeah. All of a sudden the wildlife got turned on.
Yeah, I think just like us, they're like, yay, nice weather.
I think the fish came back.
Yeah?
Herring, salmon. Now everybody's going to come back for the big feed. Just so people can see we're very far away from them. This is a 30 times zoom camcorder. Looks like that one's going to go join the other ones. Couple big cruise ships bearing down on us. Seven Seas Explorer and Coral Princess. Guess it's going to be slack pretty soon. Seven Seas Explorer is the first one. The other one is Coral Princess, I think. So they have to go through a narrow passage over here to get into Johnstone Strait. So they have to time it just right so that the current is slack when they go through there. And you can see it's quite a narrow little passage for a cruise ship. Spotted some eagles feeding with the seagulls over here.
They're going down to get fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eagles.
Yeah.
6, oh my god.
Wow. Look at them.
Here comes ocean magic. They're going to come in between the cruise ships, I think, to get there.
That's quite the scene for the cruise ship.
Oh, the naiad.
comes the cruise ship waves. Woo! They probably got told there was whales here.
Yeah.
Waves! Cruise ship waves, look out! Whoa! Woohoo! Well, I didn't get splashed. I thought maybe on that one I might get splashed.
Okay, let me think here now. Was it like sort of halfway out from Algeria, I think, towards Blackfish? From people. Okay, we'll just head on out that way. We just pulled away from some flowers. We had a whole bag of eagles worth of a bunch of fish.
There's a little ball of fish. That's what they're feeding on. Everybody's getting some food. Wow, that was an awesome day in Blackfish Sound. Kept following the wildlife along there, checking out the whales and the eagles and seabirds, going after all the fish. I think they were herring. They were in really tight balls there, and the birds were just having a feeding frenzy. So we were actually going to go more north was the plan, but because of all the wildlife we saw, we decided got to be about 2:30 in the afternoon and the wind was picking up, so we came in here. This is Hanson Island, and it's a anchorage they call Twin Bays, I think. Came in here, there was no boats in here. It looks like you can anchor over that way, but we had advice that it's best to snug into this corner here just to be out of the wind. We're kind of exposed here. If cruise ships come by, we might get some of the cruise ship wake coming in here. Could rock us in the middle of the night, but really pretty. We get to look out into Blackfish Sound, so if there's any whales out there, we'll be able to see them going by. It's a popular area with kayakers. There's a couple lodges in this area that people stay at, and then they go out in their kayaks every day over to the Broughtons through all the islands and then all these islands. So we did catch a couple really nice greenlings. I've cleaned them and put them in the fridge, so tomorrow we'll have some kelp greenling for dinner, and had a salmon on the hook, and it got right up close to the surface and then she lost it, so didn't get a salmon. I got a couple rockfish, but they were pretty small, so I sent them back down. Anyway, great day. A fantastic time. First really sunny, warm day up here, and not much wind either, so got to see a lot of cool stuff. That was neat when the cruise ships cruised by. So many people on the deck looking out. Looking at our little boat, probably going, hey, that's pretty neat. A quick look at the day's track. You could see we left Seabreeze, meandered through some of the islands, then right out into Blackfish Sound, and then hit the red portions are where we were fishing. And then we kind of cruised and we're watching whales, and cruised down and we're watching cruise ships and eagles, and then decided to find an anchorage in Hanson Island. It's pretty neat. We're just sitting outside after dinner, enjoying a happy hour. And there's fish jumping everywhere. I don't know if you can see them. They're pretty small. I think they might be herring. It's like popping up everywhere. Almost sounds like it's raining. Well, good morning. Pretty peaceful evening last night. Slept well, except around 5 in the morning a cruise ship must have went by, because the boat did some pretty good rocking and woke me up. And said she was awake later in the evening than me, and she said there was some rocking back and forth from the swells. Anyway, pretty nice morning. A little bit cloudy and a little bit of fog, but calm. Till next time, Ray from Love Your RV and Boat. Cheers, everyone.